Welcome to Plant Nation. I'm Min. I hope you're all enjoying your day. Today I'd like to chat about different ficus that I have in my collection. The first lot of ficus are called Ficus Elastica, otherwise known as rubber plant trees, and that's because they produce this whitish sap that used to be used to produce rubber in the olden days. The first ficus that I have is this one here, which is called Taneki. Taneki has darker green leaves with variegation of cream and white through the leaves. If this plant receives enough sunlight, the newer leaves will have this pinkish hue to it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The stems are green with a little bit of reddish hue to the stems as well. Actually more of a pinkish hue to it. And the next one I have is, voila, this one here, and this one here is called a Ficus Ruby, and Ficus Ruby has more of a darker green leaves, I find, and also a little bit of white variegation through it. The difference between the Ruby compared to Taneki, Ruby has, the newer leaves tend to have more of a reddy hue to it. That's why it's called Ruby, and it's absolutely gorgeous, especially like this one. This one here is very red, and that's because the plant is receiving enough sunlight. And my favorite ficus would have to be this one, which is called a Ficus Shriveriana. And Shriveriana has more of a light green coloring to the leaves and specklings of color through it. And if it receives enough sunlight, there will be oranges and reds and cream through the leaves. It's absolutely gorgeous. I like the fact that this one here has a lot of different colorings to the leaves, and it has little dark green specks through it as well. And the next one I have is called, I'm just going to go and grab it. This one here is called a Ficus Aubry, and Aubry is different compared to the other ficus because the leaves tend to be more, it's a little bit furry. So the feel to the leaves is absolutely beautiful. It's more of a velvety feel because it's a bit hairy, and the actual leaves have these sort of veining through it, which is what I love. And the leaves, the stem's also green, but the leaves are darker green with veining through it. But the best part I think about this plant is the fact that the leaves are furry, and it just has a beautiful feel to the leaves. I'll just pop this one down, and the next one I have is this one here, which is quite heavy. This one here, this is called a Ficus Lemon and Lime, and the leaves are kind of like these two colorings of green to the leaves. So a lighter green compared to and then a darker green. That's probably why it's called lemon and lime. I find this ficus is very easy to grow compared to the other ones, in the case that it grows a lot faster compared to my other type of ficus. And it's also, you can see the veining through the leaves, which is absolutely gorgeous as well. And the next one, the last one I have in the Ficus Elastica range is this one here, Ficus Burgundy. And Ficus Burgundy, I think, is the darkest the ficus that has the darkest leaves to the coloring of the leaves. It's a very dark green, it's almost black, and the underside is absolutely gorgeous. It has this red vein through it, which I absolutely love. And when it comes out, the underside is a little bit red as well. So if I turn around, this one here is probably a little bit easier to tell. It's a little bit red as well. And that's all I have in the Ficus Elastica range. I do have other ficus types as well. And this one here, this little one here, is called a Ficus Benjamin. And Ficus Benjamin has a very small leaves to them. It's more of a bushier kind of plant, and also it has this whitey cream variegation through it. So this one here, I find that this one here, needs a lot more watering compared to my other ficus, maybe because the leaves are smaller, that's why it needs more watering. But it's very cute because the leaves are very small and very tiny. And then the last ficus I have in my collection is this one here. This one here is called a Ficus Lyrata, otherwise known as a fiddle leaf fig, and the leaves are actually more like a paddle shape, so it's very different compared to the other ficuses that I've shown. And this one here is a bit more temperamental when bringing it home from the nursery. If it's in the area and it's different conditions compared to nursery, which most homes are very different compared to the nursery, it can drop leaves. And I find that when I do buy a ficus fiddle leaf, I prefer to buy the smaller ones because they tend to acclimate to my household a lot more quickly compared to one that's fully established, that's a big tree. Those ones I find they drop leaves a lot faster. And that's all I have in my ficus range. I love ficus because it's just got a wonderful variety and they're relatively easy to take care of. If you did enjoy this kind of video, please hit the likes button and subscribe to the channel. Help out one of your plant lovers and so I can create more content about plants. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you for spending your time with me and I'll catch you all next time. Bye.